Hey guys, it's Chase. I'm your mind performance coach, and I have another video for you, and it is going to be titled Growing, Not Just Repetitive Action. So, when I thought about this, I said to myself, a lot of people do repetitive action. Matter of fact, I kind of speak on that as a life coach. There are some things that you need to do repetitively to make your goal, to follow your dream. There are some things that you're going to have to do. But like I always say, it's your mind. Where's your mind at? Because we can all do things that are very, very repetitive in nature. I can do this repetitively. I can do anything repetitively. But what am I learning? Am I growing? Am I changing my mindset? So there you have it. So it's not about just doing things repetitively. I remember when I was a police officer, we went through certain things and we did it over and over and over and over and over and over again. Yes, we did. We had to. And what it developed was muscle memory. So it will come a time when you get yourself involved in something or something happens and you got to know how to act. Repetitively, muscle memory will kick in because you've been through it. You know about it. So that's what happens. So you're building muscle memory. And so we should build muscle memory, but it shouldn't be so repetitive that we're not thinking about what it is that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So it has to be some growth in that. It has to be some meaningful thought process in it. There are some things that you're going to have to do that requires muscle memory, where you're not really thinking about it. You just do, bam, let's do it. And I'm not, that's just an analogy as when I was a police officer. And then now I have to be more methodical in certain things. But back then, I really did have to have that muscle memory to do exactly what I was taught to do in the time that I was supposed to do it. And that is great. It's a wonderful thing. But when you're following your dreams, we can get caught up in just doing things over and over again. Completing the action. Do the action. Do the action. Do the action. Do the action. Right? And then it just becomes nothing, really. Because we're not thinking about it. You are a shopaholic. Okay, let's just, that's something that you do to ease your emotions. When you're hurt, when you're sad, when you're happy, you're just shopping. Okay? Money or not, it didn't even matter. It's a habit. It's an addiction to be a shopaholic, I believe. So, but you say, okay, I really want to stop this behavior because it's ruining my life. First of all, I have no money, I have debt, whatever your reason is for stopping, okay? And so you say to yourself, man, how do I not, when I have this emotion right here, not go shop? How do I connect these things? How do I do it? So it's going to take you thinking something different. At the moment when this emotion happens, you're going to have to say to yourself, how am I going to deal with it? How am I going to do this? So I won't do that. So I won't be shopping. Now, you could just ignore yourself and your feelings and, just don't go shop at all. Never. But come on. We live in a world where we have to shop. We have to go grocery shopping. There's things that still need to be, got for your home, for yourself, for your spouse, for your kids, for your dreams. You got to buy stuff too sometimes, depending on what it is. But I'm saying, so you can't just stop it altogether. But you can control it with your thoughts. So you have to really be strategic in the things. Why am I buying this? Do I feel sad? Do I feel this way? Am I emotional right now? is this really making me feel better? And then think back to when you was just doing it just to feel better. Did it make you feel better? Because once you got the item and you really couldn't afford it, then you had got the bill, and the bill was like, oh my gosh, okay, I don't know what I was thinking. And then you develop other feelings that come right after that, supposed to be the good feeling. So you was excited about the shopping. Yay, I'm going shopping. Woo, 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 right? Then you get there and you shop and you're just like, my carrots are la, 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 right? Then you get home and you're still excited because you have the new shoes or the dress. And sometimes it's not even about the item, really. It's just the fact of that adrenaline to go shop, to get it, it's yours, it's mine, I can have it. Then after, maybe hours later, maybe minutes, maybe days, maybe months, you say, I really didn't need that. Now I have this bill. I just taken away from my household, family, children, whatever. So it didn't really make me feel good. Although it was on repetitive motion to do it, because you're in this circle now. I think this is what, addiction is about. You just keep going until something intercedes and stops it. And it has to be your mind. It really do. So when you stop to think about it is when you're growing. When you stop to say, even if you continue with the action, but if you stop to think about the action and what you're doing, you're actually growing a little bit. So if you have, a horrible night or something happens and you're like, I really just want to go shopping to ease my mind, to get my mind off of some things. But in that moment when you're saying that and you say, wait a minute, but it didn't help me last time. I need something else. I'm emotionally something at this point. So, I know that was a long analogy on, but sometimes we can become addictive in our thinking, until something stops it. And you say, I can actually have another thought. I don't have to think this thought, like I really don't. But it's something. We can be addictive to thinking negatively about ourselves. We can be addictive to thinking we'll never have our dream. We can be addictive of thinking we'll never get a spouse or be married or have kids or whatever it is that you have in your life that you want. We can get addicted to thinking those thoughts. So even if someone says, yes, you can, you really can have that. You're like, then you might attempt to be like, yeah, I really can. And then something will fall back in you and you'll be like, but how? Because that's the number one question people ask. So yeah, you want to change some things. There's some things that you want to grow in, and there's some things that's just, that you're just doing to be doing, and you probably have no reason for doing them, but you're doing them, right? Yes, you are. Because we all have done it. But it comes that moment where you just sit back and you're like, man, what do I really want? Can I really have that? And so if the natural thing for you to do is to deny yourself something that you're able to do, to stop whatever action, thinking badly and poorly about yourself, if you stop and change that to I can have what I want. I mean, there's moments where we do have to deny ourselves in order to grow. It's a difference, but there's moments where if you're just doing it repetitive just to be doing it, then you're not growing. But if you're doing it for a reason and it's meaningful in that time and it's taking you a little step closer to a new idea or a new thought pattern or believing in yourself or saying I can have that, that's where you really want to be. So I say, Chase says, don't just have repetitive actions in your life or thoughts. Make them meaningful. If the repetitive thought is meaningful, then continue to have it, okay? But if the repetitive thought is pulling you down each time, let it go. Try like to incorporate a new thought